Hey guys, Jazz back with another video. In this video, we have a 32 card PSA reveal. This is my first ever submission that I sent to PSA. So these are the first graded cards I'm ever getting back from PSA. I sent these submissions. I sent this in February to Clay Cards. I believe they were entered in the system like in March. And they did take like a month off PSA because of COVID-19. So I actually got these back like in 4 months and some change if you subtract the month that they actually weren't open. That's pretty fast turnaround times, faster than a lot of people are experiencing. I don't know if going forward we're going to experience that, because I think they have been getting a lot more, but they have been increasing staff, so who knows. I know they've been getting a lot more PSA orders sent to PSA, but they are increasing staff, so hopefully that counteracts it and the turnaround times don't get crazy to 7 or 8, 9 months, something like that. I split them up into basketball and football. I already know the grades. I haven't looked at the cards since I got back. And again, when I was sending this back, this is February, I really wasn't paying too much attention because Clay actually checks the cards himself. So I was just checking for centering, and I would send him a bunch of cards, and he would send back like a good 70. He would take like 70% of the cards and send back like 30. So I maybe sent him 50, and he took 32 and sent back 18, something like that. But in the last order, I actually reviewed the cards myself before I sent it to him. And then he only, out of the 150 I sent, I think he only sent back like 20. So he accepted a bunch. And obviously I take some risks on certain cards because I don't know. I'm not too apt on what is passable because I'm a tough grader. Because again, I just got probably like 40 cards in the mail. I'm sending like 5 of them to PSA. I'm very strict. So I send him stuff that I probably wouldn't have, just to see what's actually passable or not. So I'm trying to learn, because now I'm doing it by myself. So the last PSA order I sent was myself evaluating the card. So hopefully I don't get too crazy. And again, in this PSA order, there was 172 cards. I only had 32 cards of the order, and basically I think my gem rate was like 62%, which isn't great, but the ROI is crazy on here. We're going to see in our 2 biggest cards. You'll see. So we're going to start off with the basketball, because these are, I think the bigger cards are in football. So we're going to start with the basketball. And this is a Jericho, and I don't even know what order they're going to come out in. This is a PSA 9, red, white, and blue. Again, most of these cards I paid a few dollars for. This is probably like $3 or $4. And as a PSA 9, I'll still make back more than my money. This is, oh, these things shine, man. I wish I would have 10 some of these. I've sent a bunch of the Darius Garlands of the orange ice, and he's always sent them back. I think I've sent Clay like 6 different orange ices, and he always sends them back. And I can see why. I did not gem any orange ices that I've sent. But again, most of my Darius Garland ones, they did get sent back. And boom, an 8. We actually have 3 8s out of the 32 cards, which is no bueno, because most of these, then you'll take a loss. Like in this card, I'll take a few dollar loss. Not something crazy, because again, I paid like $5 for the card, $17 for, $11 for grading. That's around 17 bucks. If I crack this card out, I probably could sell it for 10, 12 bucks or something like that. So again, a few dollar loss, nothing too crazy, especially when I'm making crazy gains in some of these other cards. And boom, Jared Culver silver. And I know a lot of people like to say the bigger cards, they try to get you on, but obviously this is the biggest card that I sent of Jared Culver, and it actually got a 10. I think these do like 150. And again, I pay like $5 for this. It's like $17, $18 for the grading and the card, and this sells for like 150. So again, that's the 150 is more than all the other 3 cards Jared Culver. So we didn't do too hot with Jared Culver when he had 110, he had 18, and 29. So nothing too hot, but again, that one card makes up for all the other cards. Here we got a Rui. He's actually playing really well. And this one's a 9. And again, I don't know too much. The card looks pretty well centered. The centering looks pretty good, because that's one thing I did send was centered cards. The back centering is not perfect. This side is thicker. But again, PSA doesn't go too heavy. Maybe the edges or something like that. The corners look pretty decent. I mean, this one looks pretty good. But again, I didn't review some of these cards, so maybe there's something somewhere that I can't see. And we have a Sekou Demboya. And this is a gem mint 10. This is the purple wave. His stuff has gone down a while, and I'm gonna go over how I plan on moving some of this stuff, what cards I plan on selling right away, what cards I plan on holding a little bit, what plans I plan on holding a lot longer than the other ones. So Tyler Hero, who's actually played well. I think he had a 30-point game a couple days ago, so his stuff is starting to go up. It is a 9. This would have been a nice one. This Ruby one goes really well with the Heat uniform. It would have been a nicer gem. The centering looks pretty good on this card. Even the rookie logo, which used to get people. The back centering, again, a little off center, but nothing too crazy. Usually the back centering doesn't matter as much. Corners look pretty sharp. This corner right here, that's probably where they got me. This right corner right there. I think it's a little soft. That's probably what not bumped it down to a 9. And again, this guy has blown up. This card was $1. I paid $1 for this card. And this guy blew up. And the back centering is a little off right there. But the front centering is spot on. I made sure most of my Prizms, the front centering is really good on these cards. The rookie logo looks nice. Again, probably was a little ding on the corner or something. But this as a 9 still does a lot better than when I sent this card. I was hoping for like $100 and something for a PSA 10. This actually came back a 9, and these as a 9 do around 150, 170 bucks right now. So pretty nice. I'll probably hold this one into the playoffs. Maybe he has a big playoff game or something. He could push up his cards up again. So I'm going to go over what my thing pretty quick on some of these cards, because this video is going to be pretty long if I'm slow rolling all these cards. And this is all Darius Garland cards. I'm not sure what order they're going to come out in, but because I didn't actually look at the cards. I know the grades, but I didn't look at them. I just put them in order of players, but I don't know what cards are coming out in which order. This is red, white, and blue, which is not too expensive. I think these could range anywhere from 50 to like 90 bucks. Again, I paid like $4 or $5 for these, like 17 into the card, so pretty good ROI. It's another one, and is another red, white, and blue PSA 10. This is my PC, so again, this one is a little bit longer term hold. So if you guys been watching, you know I'm big on Darius Garland. Another Darius Garland. This is the Ruby Wave PSA 10. So again, 3 for 3 so far on Darius Garland, who's my PC this year for basketball. And then we have another one, another Ruby Wave, another PSA 10. Great centering. Again, I already looked at the centering, and I'm pretty happy. We're 4 for 4 so far on Darius Garland. We got another one. PSA 10 silver. I'm going to blow through some of these because it's going to be very redundant. PSA 10 silver. PSA 10 silver. And these are starting to push up to like $200. His silvers. So again, another PSA 10 silver. So we went 8 for 8. So majority of our 10s was our PC Darius Garland. So we went 8 for 8, which is amazing on Darius Garland. Again, this is one of more long-term hold. Wait till next year. Maybe he has a good season, a good start to the season. Anything that bumps his card prices up 2 to 3x, that's when I'll jump in. I'll sell a lot of stuff. I still have a ton of his stuff at PSA. I mean, I have numbered to 25s, a bunch of them, numbered to 10s, gold waves. I have a bunch of stuff. So let me put this to the side over here. We'll come back later. We're going to come with the football now. This is where our bigger cards are at. I put them in order of like bigger quarterback to least. I'm going to start off with, let's put this one to the side, because that's a big one. I can see in the back. This one is Gardner Minshew, Prizm, red, white, and blue. These are doing pretty well. Again, since he has like the red in the uniform, it kind of looks pretty good, even though it's not really their uniform colors. Like that one right here, PSA 10. And another Gardner Minshew. This one is the Red Wave. This one's numbered to 149, PSA 10. This one's probably pushing like 300 right now. I think I paid $20, $30 for this card. Again, like 40, 50 bucks into it, and it goes for around 300. Pretty nice. Now we're gonna get some Dwayne Haskins. This is a number to 25. You guys know this is nice looking card. This is the mythical set, and I forget the yeah, Black Pandora. These are the Black Pandoras. Really nice. This is an insert, so it doesn't go as much as the base card or anything like that, but this doesn't have any comps on eBay, but this should fetch a pretty penny. And again, with the quarterbacks, I'm probably going to wait to right up into the season. I might even wait into the season, because any of these guys has a big game, how the market is reacting right now. If one of these young quarterbacks has a big game, their cards could go up 2 or 3x. I firmly believe that. If some of these other guys are going up like crazy, I can easily see that in football. And this one is Crusade number to 75. Boom. PSA 10. This one I paid probably like, I would say something like 10 bucks for the card. You know, another 11 bucks for grading. PSA 10, really nice. This one is Airborne from Rookies and Stars, I believe. This was numbered to 5. I think this is the green. Boom. PSA 10, the green. Airborne, numbered to 5. This one also doesn't have many comps. Again, Airborne and Rookies and Stars isn't the big, but this is a Prizm type card and is numbered to 5. This is probably one I'll do a longer term hold. Hopefully he starts playing really well. Then his low serial number stuff could start taking a jump, because again, this one is just numbered to 5. So this one's probably more of a long-term hold for this one. His other ones, I plan on selling them early in the season, if not right before in the season. That's what I plan on doing with most of the quarterbacks. Just seeing what they do. This is numbered to 30. If you know Prizm, you know that I think there's only one card numbered, one set numbered to 30, and this is a thicker card, so you know what's coming. This is a patch auto, PSA 9. Again, these are tougher grades, thicker cards. Doesn't have the best patch on it. I think I paid like 60, 70 bucks for this card. I think as a 9 right now, I'll do like 100 something. But like I said, I'm holding on to this one probably until he has a couple of big games, or until he has one big game. Because again, in the market right now, one big game could be a big change in one's price. Now we're getting into some Daniel Jones right here. This is just a mythical insert, the same one, but just not numbered. PSA 9. I'm going to tell you, we did not do too hot. I think Jarrett Culver and Daniel Jones was the ones we probably had the worst turnouts in terms of grades. But we still did good with Daniel Jones, but it was the worst turnout in terms of grades. This is a Prizm. This is a base. PSA 10. And these are probably going for around 300 right now, I think. Close to 300. $300, I think, for the base, which is crazy. I got this card for like 7 or 8 bucks. I'm like $20 into this card. It goes for 200, 300 bucks, 250 to 300 bucks. Again, I'm probably going to wait right into the season, or maybe until he plays a few games. He has a couple of good games. I can see his price jumping up. We have another Daniel Jones. Let's leave this one for last. And we're going to see some other ugly. Here we go. Red, white, and blue. Mint, near mint to mint 8. Again, don't really know what's wrong with the card. I probably see a little mark on it right there. I don't know. Edges, maybe the corners. I don't know. 8. It looks at least like a 9 to me. But again, I didn't really review these cards all too well. I just sent them and had someone else review these. This one's a 9 on the red, white, and blue. So again, not doing too hot on red, white, and blues other than Darius Garland. I think that's just on a case. That's not on the card. But again, the 8s I'll probably just crack out and sell them raw. It's going to actually sell for less as an 8. And we got cracked with another 8 on the green. This one would have been a nice one to sell. There aren't that many of these greens. So this would have been a nice, at least as a 9. It would have gave it a big bump. But again, this one probably had to sell raw. But again, still do well because the raw prices have gone up. I'll probably pay like 20 bucks for this. I'm pretty sure this sells for more than 20 bucks as a raw. Again, another Daniel Jones. Red Ice. PSA 10. What's crazy is that with his bigger cards, I actually did better with his bigger cards. PSA 10. This card is nice. And these Red Ices actually sell very, very well. For not numbered variables, this is by far the highest selling parallel, I think. I mean, the gold laser, it depends, because I know the discos are more rare and they're starting to creep up in prices. I don't think they're the best looking, but they are the most rare right now, the discos, so they are creeping up in prices. But yeah, these things look beautiful. Goes well with the light acid. He has a little bit of red on his uniform, makes it even pop even more. Love this one. PSA 10 Red Ice. These are my Kylers. Now we're going to get to the last one. PSA 10 Ruby Red Wave. Just Red Wave. I don't know why I said Ruby. This one's the number to 149. Beautiful card. This one's starting to creep up in price too. Again, with him, I'll probably hold on to like these two things. I'll probably hold on to. There's going to be some cards like these two. I think these will have a lot of fanfare behind them. And I think these will really go up in price. I think these are pretty undervalued. So these I'll probably look to hold, and I'll probably move the rest of the Daniel Jones stuff. Same thing with Dwayne Haskins. I'll probably move something right before the season, the ones that I don't think hold that much value, and then just hold the rest. This one is a Kyler Murray base PSA 10. This PSA 10 sells for around $650 to $700. I paid, I think, $9 to $10 for three. It's $9 to $10. I think I paid $30 for 3 of these. And this card right now goes for almost $700. Sometimes it goes for $750. It goes anywhere between $650 and $750. So again, depending on the time you sell it, PSA 10, huge card right here. Huge card. Bases on Prizm are going crazy. You can't really see it with that big glare you have right there, but beautiful card. We have another Kyler Murray PSA 10, red, white, and blue. Did pretty good right here. Again, red, white, and blues usually don't sell for that much. And why is there a mark right there? I don't know. They let me get away with that little mark right there. Kind of blends in, but there's a little mark on the card. I don't know if it's some dust stuck in between the card and the case, which is kind of unfortunate. But PSA 10, red, white, and blue is kind of nice because it kind of goes with the jersey a little bit with the red and the white on the card. So PSA 10, these do close to the bases as well. These do between 600 and 700. And we have the last one, the big behemoth, number to 149, red wave. Boom. And of course, this is the only red wave that gets a 9 is the Kyler Murray, because this as a 9, in my opinion, is over $2,000. As a 9 right now, I could probably sell it for like 500 maybe. But again, I think I paid $65 for this card. With grading and everything, you're talking 80 bucks. This card as a 9 sells for like 500. It would have been a 10, talking about $2,000. I mean, the centering is, immaculate. The centering is just perfect on the card. So what bumped it down? I don't know, because the corners look, oh, there's a little bit of whitening right there on the card. I don't know if you can see it. There's a tiny little speck. Maybe that knocked it down, but I mean, the card looks beautiful. As a PSA 9, it sells really well anyway. So this is how I'm gonna play the market. Is basically I'm gonna try to move some of the cards that I have moved up, i.e. Bobo, whose prices have gone up, Tyler Hero, whose prices have gone up. Guys like this who are, he had his moment early when he first started playing. He had a dunk on somebody and whatever. His prices started to go up, but his prices have come down to earth. So guys like this, I'm in no rush to move. The only way I'll move Sekou is for some reason his price take a random dip in the offseason, which I don't expect to happen. It'll probably be next season once he, has a couple good games and his prices start to spike. That's when I'll be looking to move this card. Because again, I'll only sell it. It's still a good profit. I mean, I paid probably like $5 for this card. I'm around 20 bucks in. This card sells for 150, which is a great profit. But again, I think if he has a couple of good games, his card prices could spike a lot. So those are the guys who I'll probably look to hold. And obviously, I'm holding all the my 8 PSA 10 Darius Garlands, because I really believe in the guy. So I think his card prices are going to go up once he starts playing very well. Guys like Rui might get sold. Guys who have been playing well. See, Jarrett Culver. This one I'll probably hold. I'll probably try to move everything else and just hold on to his silver. Because again, he hasn't had his time in the market. His silver is going for like 120 to 160 around that range. And I can just hold this. And if he has a couple good games this year, this card can easily get up to like 300, 400 bucks. All you need is like a 3-game stretch and people go crazy and the prices go crazy. So again, unless I need the money to buy more cards, unless I'm trying to stay as liquid as possible, obviously, because obviously you want to keep, sell stuff to then buy more stuff to then keep doing those big flips. But again, if I don't have a lot to buy, if I have enough money to keep buying stuff up and I don't need the money, I won't want to sell a card that has more potential to grow just to sell it and to put money in the bank. So then maybe I'll buy a card. Unless I really needed to buy other cards, I won't sell the cards that have potential growth. Now, cards that are, I think, already, seen some growth, those are the ones I look to move. And the quarterbacks, obviously, I think there's going to be growth leading up to the season. And there's also going to be growth if first week, second week or something, they have a big game, especially in football. I can see big overreactions and cards doubling in prices. And again, this is already a $700 card, which is insane. But Lamar Jackson's is almost $4,000. His Prizm base is almost $4,000. But again, I believe his cards have an issue, manufacturer issue, that is hard for him to get 10s. So his cards are crazy. His silver, Lamar Jackson's silver is going for 17 grand, which is more than almost double Patrick Mahomes. But again, his silvers are going to be way more rare. There's no way in hell I'm paying 17 grand for a Lamar Jackson PSA 10 silver rookie. But I digress. Cards are going crazy. I'm happy because that means these have even more potential. When you see prices like that, especially, you can see that the room to grow that the cards have. Obviously, I'm not saying that Kyler Murray is Lamar Jackson, but he can be. He's the #1 overall pick, and people project it out to be. And if you go look at Daniel Jones' stats, guys, he was a top 5 just in passing. I get it that Daniel Jones had a lot of fumbling issues. Look at his last 7 games last year, and compared to every other quarterback's last 7 games, the only quarterback that played better in the last 7 games in terms of stat-wise TD to interceptions was Lamar Jackson, the MVP last year. He had, I think, 18 touchdowns and 5 interceptions in the last 7 games. If you would have played at that pace the whole season, you're talking 40 touchdowns and around 11 or 12 interceptions. That would have been up there with an MVP. He played better than Russell Wilson down the stretch. He played better than Patrick Mahomes down the stretch. And I'm not saying he's better than those guys. That's not what I'm saying. But the guy played better. His card should be, I think, a lot closer to Kyler Murray's, when Drew Lock's prices are close to are selling for more than Daniel Jones. It's Kyler Murray, Drew Lock, and then Daniel Jones. And there's like gaps in between. I think this guy should be closer to him than Drew Lock. He should be a lot closer in prices to him. And stuff like Jarrett Stidham's prices in some sets were going for more than Daniel Jones. Like, are you kidding me? Daniel Jones was throwing the football was amazing last year. Jarrett Stidham had 3 passes, one of them interception, and got benched immediately by Bill Belichick. And he's not going to start this year, which was a possibility. So I didn't understand why people were spending more money on Jarrett Stidham cards than Daniel Jones, who solidified to be the starter this year, no question. And to the end of last season, he played great football. Obviously, the schedule was kind of soft, and they were playing from behind, so you could throw a lot of he gets a lot of padded stats. But again, throwing the ball when the defense know you're throwing the ball and it's not throwing crazy interceptions. He only had 5 interceptions the last 7 games and had 18 touchdowns. So again, I'm a believer in Daniel Jones. That's why I'm going big. A lot of my pickups are being Daniel Jones because I think he's crazy undervalued compared to the other guys in his class. So little things like that. When to sell, when to hold. I only sell stuff that hasn't popped if I needed to go and buy some stuff that I see that's severely overvalued, that I can get graded and start seeing 5, 10, 15x ROIs like these cards. Like this is a 20x ROI right here. 20x at least. We're talking maybe even 30x ROI. So again, so that pretty much wraps it up, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please make sure to leave a like down below. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. Till next time, guys.